Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Ascending Angela. So I wanted to share the fact that I have tried the Diva Cup. That's right, I've gotten acquainted with Miss Diva. I was looking for a more eco-friendly, zero waste way to deal with my period every month. And like a lot of women out there, this Diva Cup seems strange and we always fear what we don't understand, right? But I decided this month to give it a try. And I have to say, I'm impressed. So, one of the things you have to look for when you're getting a menstrual cup is, I would encourage you to look at the reviews and listen to all the videos out there that are reviewing all the different styles and brands of Diva Cup out there. I'm sorry, menstrual cup. From what I've seen and the women that I have spoken to that have used it for a year or more, Diva Cup seems to deliver the most benefits. So what you want to do when you're looking for a Diva Cup, it is very important to make sure you get the right size. With the Diva Cup, they call it Model 1 or Model 2. I got Model 1, and there's the little number 1 right there, and then there's another one down here, and it's a pink and purple box. If you're looking for Model 2, it's the same, but the pink is replaced by a teal color, and it'll say the number 2 here and here. The reason why that's important is because the first thing it says in the back is, attention, that menstrual cups are personal hygiene and medical devices. They cannot be returned or exchanged, but you already knew that, so all sales are final. And it is an investment. I bought this for around $40 at Target. It's about $1 less at Walmart. You want to make sure you get the right fit, so that you don't have to, lose out and have to buy a second one. And because the whole point of this cup is it creates a seal around the cervix to catch all your menstrual flow, and so that there is no leakage, you need the proper size. So let's see what's in the box. So first, they give you a little cotton bag, which is great because when I was doing my research, it did recommend that you store your Diva Cup in a mesh bag or a breathable cotton bag. So no need to worry about that. They provide that for you. They also have a little instruction booklet. Looks a little hefty and complicated for one little device, but it's not. It's that they just have it printed in several different languages. So wherever you are in the world, they've got you covered. And let's see the device herself, Miss Diva. Here she is, clear silicone cup. This is the part that you're going to be inserting upward, and this is what you would call the stem. It's likened to a tampon string that you can pull. I've seen some menstrual cups that do not have a stem. Some women prefer that, and they just grasp the cup when inserting and removing. I preferred a stem. It definitely came in handy, and it's got grooves so that your fingernails can catch it. When they're referring to the size is not about the cup itself, it's about the diameter of the opening of the cup. So, don't quote me on these numbers, but there was something to the effect of 35 to 45 millimeters around for a Model 1 or a size small in a cup. A size large or Model 2 or size 2 will be 45 to 48 millimeters around. Not exactly sure on those numbers, but you get the idea. And there's all kinds of videos out there on learning how to see, how large your cervix is and all this stuff. I didn't mess with that. I just decided to go with number 1. And the way the guidelines go on these sizes is Model 1 is supposed to be for women under 30 years old who have a light menstrual flow or who have not had children vaginally. That seemed to be the best choice for myself right now, since I'm in a period in my life where my flow is getting lighter and I have not had children vaginally. Size 2 is for women over 30 who have had a heavier flow and have had children vaginally. So I would take those guidelines and tailor them to your own needs. You know what your vajayjay has been through. You know what she can tolerate and what she can handle. So choose wisely. So that's a bit about the sizing. Now, as far as one thing I did learn about this is it's interesting how many women, especially my age, and older who have never actually seen the consistency of their own menstrual fluid and don't really know what it looks like. Some were even surprised to find that they get clotting sometimes, and that's normal. Doesn't mean anything's wrong when it comes to your menstrual period. Because, if you're like me, you grew up with tampons and pads and liners, all you did was see everything soaked into a pad or sopped up into a tampon with cotton and some sort of material. This just fills her up like a little shot glass, and it's kind of gross at first. You're like, whoa, is that what that looks like? So it's an interesting thing that I found out. As far as how did she perform, I think she did pretty well for what she can do. I did choose wisely on the size, so I'm glad that I chose the smaller size. I found that the women that had raved about it were right. I did not have to wear anything more than a liner the entire time. At night I put on an ultra thin maxi just in case, but I found minimal spotting, minimal, for my first night on my period. And usually my first and my second nights are the, that's the crime scene period, right? And I always have to get up in the middle of the night to change my dressing. That did not occur. So I didn't have to get up and change, and I did not have to wear anything heavy. I didn't have to line my mattress. It was great. But I will say that if you're not used to this, it feels like you have a tampon in you at first. You know there's something up there. If you insert it correctly, you don't feel it. But at night, because I was raised on tampons, and with the toxic shock syndrome label and don't leave them in more than 4 hours, I was a little paranoid going to sleep. I'd be on my pillow like, oh, what was that? Is it leaking? Maybe I should take this out. Am I going to get poisoned? Like, I had no idea what to expect. But luckily nothing happened. I didn't have to get up and change in the middle of the night. So all was well. And during the day, the same thing. I just carried a thin liner in my purse in case I needed to change it. And the most I got throughout my entire period was minimal spotting on the pad or the panty liner that I was wearing. So I would definitely recommend that you have a backup plan, that you do keep some feminine hygiene products around as a backup plan in case you get tired of the cup or you just want to switch. Since I have a lighter period, like I mentioned, I decided to only wear the cup for about the first 3 days on my heaviest days, and then after that I staved off to a pad because it wasn't necessary. And frankly, I can see how being a little drier up there and not having as much of a flow can make this uncomfortable up there after a while if it's too dry. And a word about dryness. If you are attempting to use this on a dry run, that means when you're not menstruating and you're just trying to get familiar with it, see if you're even gonna like it, try a water-based lubricant with it first. If you don't want to purchase a lubricant, get some coconut oil. I do hear that EVOO, extra virgin olive oil, will erode the silicone, so stay away from that, but you can use coconut. But it is better when you're menstruating or have some kind of moisture. Some women actually prefer it being in the hot shower because everything's opening up and soft and there's water. So try that, but never insert dry because it's not comfortable. So as far as cleansing, in between needing to change, which this is said to be able to be worn up to 12 hours safely. And that's true. I wore mine all day and really didn't need to change it until I went to bed, and then once again in the morning to start my day fresh. But all you do is empty this into the toilet, go right over the sink, rinse it with warm water, and reinsert. It's pretty easy. And when you are done with it for the month and you're going to store it, you should wash it with a soap-free cleanser. Paraben-free, soap-free, phthalate-free, all the sulfates, all the bad stuff. Get it all out. There are actual menstrual cup washes that are sold. There is a Diva wash, but it's like $13. So if you don't want to spend that money, there's all kinds of soaps out there. Cleansers out there that are gentle enough. Even like a Summer's Eve wash would probably work. But don't take my word for it. But it seems that if we're talking about pH balance and non-harsh chemicals to wash with, that's what things like Summer's Eve feminine wash is made for. So you can try that. I do have a lot of non-toxic, paraben-free, dye-free, soap-free stuff around the house, so I just use that to wash this. And then, of course, you want to store it in your mesh bag for the month. until you're ready to use her again. So I think I'm going to keep her around and give her another chance next month and see how well we do. It did take me 2 days to get her completely up there comfortably to where I couldn't feel her and to where I could get the hang of inserting and removing her properly. And the rest of the period was easy. Do I love it? No. Do I hate it? No. It did its job. I'm just not used to it. So I think I'm going to give her another chance and see if I can possibly adopt her as a new way of doing my menstrual period. If not, that's okay. At least I tried it, and maybe I can, now at least I can move on with an informed decision. But really quickly about this cup, and if you have to change in public place, which it is said that you shouldn't have to, because if you have 12 hours to wear her, you can definitely make it home after work or wherever you've been and change, and empty the cup and refresh it. If you are stuck in a public place and you absolutely have to change your cup, and empty her out, it is said just to grab some paper towels on the way into the stall. And if you have a bottle of water handy, even better. So all you have to do is remove her, empty the contents, wipe her down with some paper towels. Dampened paper towels would even be better. And then rinse her with a bottle of water into the toilet. If you don't have a bottle of water handy, just wiping her down is sufficient enough with some wet paper towels and reinserting, and then you can do everything else at home later. So, a word about how to insert. Now, people see that this is a wide opening and it's a little scary. How am I going to get that in there? There's several folds out there, and I encourage you to watch all the videos on YouTube on how to fold a menstrual cup. I gravitated to 2 that seemed to work for me. The first one is the C cup. So you pinch her shut, and then you fold her over like a taco, and there's your C curve. And then you insert. Here's my vaginal opening, and then you insert. There is the 7-fold, which I like. Fold her flat, and you kind of dog-ear her over. That's what she looks like. And if you see right here, it looks like a little number 7. And again, you insert. You can do either way with the folds up or pointing down. I found that it's easier for me to keep a hold on that pinch when they're down. And a word about this, some women prefer to do it standing up with one foot propped up on the bathtub, whether you're in the shower or just propping your foot up on the toilet or the edge of the tub. That method did not work for me. I found it very awkward, and I was kind of, bending like a pretzel. It wasn't comfortable. And I also was trying to shove up. Do not do that. Do not go up. Go back towards your tailbone. Always go back, never up. It's a lot faster, easier, and way more comfortable. So just go back. What I ended up finding out, what was good for me, was sitting on the toilet and just sitting. And, here's your vaginal opening and inserting straight back as you're sitting on the toilet. Now, a word about the cup expanding. Once it gets in there, it's supposed to deploy and expand. And this part creates a seal around your cervix, which catches the menstrual fluid. But sometimes you can insert it and there will be puckers or dents because it didn't completely expand. So you want to, once it's in your vaginal opening, it should look like this. Have that stem handy. And so if it's dented or anything like that while it's in your vaginal opening, just kind of give the stem a little tug and it should expand. And you can fit your fingers around to check that everything is out where it needs to be. Now, as far as removing it, I did mention that it creates a seal on your cervix. So it's a suction cup. It's gonna pull. So you want to do this gently and carefully. Again, on the toilet. I have not tried this standing up, so you may want to do that if that helps you. But so here you are, vaginal opening, and here's your stem. You want to just gently tug, wiggle her loose, bring her down to where she's now exposed, and the base of the cup is now exposed. Then you just grab and pinch. You want to pinch the cup to break the seal. And you can even wiggle your fingers further up and break that seal, and then gently pull her out. And I would pull up and out instead of just straight out. And never just yank without breaking the seal, because that's not going to feel good. So pinch, break that seal, and pull up and out at an angle. That is the best advice I can give you as far as removing it comfortably. If you have any other suggestions for removing it comfortably, please comment in the box below. So overall, Diva Cup, I was impressed, and I think I'm going to keep her around for the next cycle. If you guys have any other suggestions on any other brands to try, please feel free to comment in the box below. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope I helped any of you ladies out there make a decision about using a menstrual cup, for those of you who were skeptical or maybe had not had any information about it. Until next time, take care of yourselves.